Testing, testing, testing the audio. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing.
Testing, testing.
Testing the audio. 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Audio, testing. Testing, testing, testing the audio. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing the audio, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing the audio, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Just like keep the mic as close to your mouth as well.
Yeah.
And then if you like want to butt in when like if I'm talking, I'll stop. Now I just like try that. We just don't like over each other. Really good.
Yep.
I know. Just try and like keep you involved with like asking questions or like your opinions, what you think you like, stuff like that. And then if you see anything, whether it's testing the audio, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing the audio, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, any time you see like if there's like a break in play where it's like silent or whatever, you can like pop in with something like, oh, it's interesting to note, like you see the formations coming in and out, that kind of stuff. Yep. But yeah.
All right, easy.
All good? Perfect.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved, so fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in high levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have that a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you'll surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local, and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
it off as well.
Sorry for some technical difficulties. It looks like our audio was just off for a little bit there, but there was a guard of honour, if you missed that, coming out from the stands, and we'll go through the starting lineups again, as they came across the screen for Adelaide Croatia Raiders: Caelan Laird, Oliver Zafaridis, Christian D'Angelo, Joshua Zaganek, Jai King-Byrne, Yuto Ikeda, Jack Osterstock, Tumbi Kakalua, Johnny Finnemore, Vian Kurukumana and Salafu Jatta. For Adelaide Blue Eagles: Ben Jackson, Harvey Steele, William Smithson-Thomas, Carl Phelps, Dante Cacciavolani, Christian Darginio, Siwung Park, Christian Migliaccio, Isaac Vanillo, James Cooksley and Moraf Jarmakani. If you missed, joining me in the commentary studio is Jordan O'Doherty, a former Croatia Raiders player. We're here for the State League 1 second leg semi-final between Adelaide Croatia Raiders and Adelaide Blue Eagles. Big State League 1 clash, and we're underway. Be interesting to see, with these couple of changes to the starting lineup for Adelaide Croatia, how they'll take this final series. Of course, here's Jatta starting off early with a left-footed strike deflected. That's Harvey Steele in the way there for Blue Eagles, but an early start here for Croatia Raiders, Jordan.
Blue Eagles will need to be careful that they don't concede a goal early here. You don't want to be under the pump in the first leg. It makes things a lot harder for the rest of the tie.
Of course, in the State League 1, the champions who are already promoted still have to play in the final series, so their objective of the season is done with one trophy and the promotion, but they still have the second available, as well as a big grand final at Service FM for all their fans and team to attend as well. You want to get 2 trophies and make sure the season's all yours. We often see sometimes as well that whoever wins the league doesn't often win the grand final or even make it at times, and it makes for an all-enticing State League 1 promotion grand final as well. You see a short corner here on the far side. Looks like a Blue Eagles player has gone down with a blood rule. Here's Kurukumana, top of the box. Another deflected strike, and it'll be another corner, but down to 10 men temporarily, Adelaide Blue Eagles. Of course, the sun is out. It's a brilliant day for football here at Martin Sports Complex. And it looks like someone's succumbed to the weather conditions already. So have you watched much of the State League 1 this season, or have experienced much of it yourself?
I've tuned in where I can. Obviously, former team last year, Modbury Jets, have been had another great season, and I've kept close look at some of the other fixtures as well as we see this ball come in.
Cacciavolani doing the defensive work in his box. Does well after a couple of challenges. It's Finnemore who gets into his way. Good ball down the line. Zafaridis. Finnemore free to cross. Far post. D'Angelo stayed in there. Laird, flick on, back post. Jatta. Strike deflected. Kurukumana, top of the box. And just past the post, but a early bit of another corner. It's going to be actually a great bit of pressure for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. They've kept it in the Adelaide Blue Eagles half for the opening 5 minutes, and they haven't even got out of it, the home team.
Yeah, Blue Eagles are going to have to dig in here and just soak up the pressure, because like I said before, if they can get past this first little bit of pressure and stay in the game, it gives them every opportunity.
Be a corner on the far side for Zafaridis to take now. Again, going short to Osterstock. Delivers with his right foot, far post, just over the head there of Christian D'Angelo. Mid-season recruit D'Angelo, coming from Metro Stars, who we played with last season. Of course, is a former Adelaide Blue Eagles player as well. Played in this exact fixture in 2018 when Adelaide Blue Eagles and Croatia Raiders both went up that season, with Blue Eagles winning the league and losing the final. They're going to hope that their counterparts today do the same. Carl Phelps launching long. He's playing at the back today in place of their 2 older players, as we see stripped over at the far post by Jarmakani, looking for Cacciavolani. Here's Zaganek. Launching long, Jai King-Byrne as he stayed onside. The linesman's keeping up toe with him. Gets the touch, he stayed onside. And Jatta, that's just a bit too far ahead of him. But at the moment, they're picking apart this Blue Eagles back line. Osterstock's now in behind. Cuts it across, open goal! Saved on the line there by young Harvey Steele, who just threw his body at it and prevented the goal early in this clash. But Adelaide Croatia Raiders, I mean, you wouldn't expect from the team who's had a week off that this is the pressure they've got.
Yeah, a week off, and probably a few big nights out as well, but they're putting on the pressure at the moment. Blue Eagles still staying in the game. It looks like it is likely, but hopefully they can continue staying this way.
Of course, I was in chats with some of the Raiders players before the game. Bit of a different lineup, it seems. A usual 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. Seems at the moment they could be playing with a regular 4 at the back, and just numbers streaming forward seem to come from everywhere at the moment. Carl Phelps cleans that one out the back for Blue Eagles. Vanillo. Loose back pass. Jatza was coming from an offside position, but the foul was called earlier. But of course, without Chris Vivian at the back there, it looks like it's Finnemore who's joined that trio of defenders next to Zafaridis and D'Angelo. Steele now to Cooksley on this near side. Beaten out to it by Zaganek. A lot of pace, but a good win. Still going Cooksley. And finally, back to his centre-back. Kirk Ormana with time. So Kirk Ormana is coming into the starting lineup today. Started in the previous league fixture before that, round 22. But lost his place to a returning Jai Kingburn, who played the full 90 last week. But Kirk Ormana played his juniors at Adelaide Croatia Raiders and came back to them midway through this season after not featuring for Adelaide City. And he's going to be expected to make a big impact in the NPL next season, as he made his senior debut for Raiders in the NPL in 2020. Zafaridis on the far side was also with them in their previous NPL season, but this time he's captain of their promotion. Long ball looking for Zaganek, getting in between the keeper. Jackson gets ahead to it, but Jata will try and keep this alive. Just runs out. Kirkomana. Jata on the far right now, looking to deliver himself. Look far post for Osterstock.
Jada putting that ball in. He's a type of striker you want in the box, not making the crosses. Hopefully he can get himself in the box now as the Raiders come wide.
Finnemore comes into the lineup as well this week. Made 10 starts across the league season. Mostly off the bench though, however, and comes on late in games often. Last week missed out on appearing in that very tight fixture against Adelaide Olympic, but with the premiership secured, they've looked to some of their youth players on the bench. Of course, they're still missing out on a couple of those players coming back from injury. Philemon Uineza is also out with injury, as well as Nuit Deng and Jacob Hewitt. But they've just got so many in their team that have had vast experience across the State League 1 and NPL, and I think they're going to be set up well for the NPL next season.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a few seasoned NPL players in the team already, and looks to be a few good youngsters in the side as well.
So, of course, kicking off last night was the State League 1 Final Series, Leg 1 between the other two teams in the Final Series still, those being Modbury Jets and Adelaide Olympic, and it was a commanding first leg lead. As see a flicking behind here to Jata, stayed onside, has the strike, and he was onside. The linesman didn't call it, but he couldn't even find the target. Big surprise there for the leading marksman for Adelaide Croatia. As we're saying, last night the first leg there between Modbury and Olympic, 4-0 lead away from home for Modbury. You'd have to say they're almost all but secured a final place, and they're probably hoping that Croatia Raiders can win out in their two legs, so promotion's secured for them before that grand final. Kingburn looking in behind. Blue Eagles players all over the shop just trying to clear that one. Under a lot of pressure at the back now. It's the home side.
The fixture last night was a commanding performance from Modbury Jets. That's the exact type of performance you want in the first leg. It makes the second leg a lot easier, although we do know football and anything can happen. Ooh.
Strike there from Ikeda. Saved well there by Ben Jackson.
But I dare say a few Modbury Jets players will be watching on this game, like you said, hoping for a Raiders win here to make that promotion a little bit easier for them.
Another team with a lot of youngsters brimming through the talents. No, Christian Tassoli, I think he's only 18 this season, and he's been such a electric player throughout the State League 1 and will have a big impact in the NPL should they make it there. And they want to get that promotion so they can keep luring players like him to the club in 2027. See a short corner, Zaganek, Zafaridis. We get another opportunity at it. Seem to be going short quite often when they have some of those target men, D'Angelo, Jatta and Matsakoulis in the box just waiting for a delivery.
Yeah, and Oliver Zafaridis is very well known for having a dangerous left peg. So I'd like to see one get whipped into the mixer here.
He does do so. Right on top of the keeper, Jatta gets the header, but it's away from goals. Probably helped out the keeper there, and now it's Vanillo and two white shirts to deal with this one. Vanillo wins out, though. Driving against the back line. He's got a streaming runner on the far side, Jarmakani. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, has the strike. Just off balance, so maybe bobbling. And he doesn't trouble the keeper there, and Kalua. Of course, Kalua, 10 clean sheets this season after keeping a clean sheet in his last league game in round 22. And he all but secured one of the best young goalkeepers in the league after this season. Of course, was formerly on the books of Adelaide United's youth team, as well as Croydon FC. But he's now had a full senior season under his wings, and he'll be one to look out for in the NPL next year. That switcher play is just a bit heavy for Zaganek. He can't keep it alive, but good bit of football there from the away side. The last three fixtures between these two sides has been 2 Blue Eagles wins and only 1 draw, where before that they've had 6 home wins here against Adelaide Croatia, have Blue Eagles, while Croatia have had 5 away wins, so it's quite even over the previous few games, and they've often had quite enticing counters. Of course, the previous game this season ended in a 4-3 Blue Eagles win away at Adelaide Croatia, and it was courtesy of a Murray Dodero hat-trick. Of course, he's missing out today through to injury, but he's a former Raiders player, so that one would have meant a lot. Kurukumana, space to drive on the left. Still going, Kurukumana, top of the box. Opts to find Zaganek, a good first touch. Left-footed strike. It's curling into that top corner, but it just lent a little bit further back and went over the top. But again, the football for Adelaide Croatia, they seem to be in that final third more often than not. For Blue Eagles, they just can't string a few passes together.
Yeah, they're seeming to get quite a bit of space here on the right-hand side through Zaganek. Vian finding him well in that moment there.
D'Angelo wins out, finds Osterstock on the far side. Long ball on the far side, looking for Cacciavellani. Marshalled out well there by the skipper and Zafaridis. Keeps it alive with a good pass to Osterstock as well. Migliaccio does the same. Had a good assist to get the first Blue Eagles goal last week to his captain there, and Cacciavellani. And another youngster, former teammate of yours as well, Christian Migliaccio. And he's had another solid season here at Adelaide Blue Eagles. 22 starts now and 25 senior games is a good competitive season for him. A couple of goals as well to boot. And I think he's finally found his place in a senior setup and a club.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to see the youngsters go off and get proper senior football, whether that be in the State League or in the NPL. He's going to be in good stead now after having those games under his belt.
Here's Finnemore out from the back. Can't find an option forward. Vanillo, heavy first touch. Tackled well by Zaganek. I think there's advantage played, and this Harvey still just puts it right back into him, and now they're going to call it back for the free kick. Don't think there was a lot of malice in there. They probably just both got to the ball about the same time, and one of them got to the ball first and the other one got to the man. But it'll be a free kick for Adelaide Blue Eagles now to set up. and launch some of their tall timber forward. So Phelps looks like he's entering the box. He's normally playing at defensive midfield, but due to his injuries of his squad today, he's filling in at centre-back. But this is one of his chances to get into the attack and play his former forward role that he was most likely most of his career. That ball is too central. Good 1-2 there, Ikeda. Acres of space in the middle of the park. Runners streaming off. Osterstock can't find his opponent in Seawong Park. Now will find Vanillo. Park as well scored a fantastic goal in that elimination final against Modbury. Migliaccio trying to thread it through, but he took too much time to find that pass. Now Kingburn. Have time in the middle of the park. Kurukumana. Good first touch. No foul, says the referee, and he plays Zaganek through. In behind with numbers in the box. He's got time to deliver as well. Zaganek cuts it back. Kingburn! Right into the keeper's feet there. Another big chance for Croatia Raiders. A shot on target, but not troubling the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Raiders just finding a lot of time and space in the middle of the park at the moment. Blue Eagles are finding it very hard to get themselves on the ball, and every time that they're winning it back, they seem to be giving it straight back to them.
Late challenge there on Kurukumana. He's down, and there's not going to be an advantage played here. Very similar challenge to that on Vanillo. Going to be a similar area for Croatia Raiders to now launch one into the box if they don't opt to play short. So you've got to say, two of those ins for Croatia Raiders, Finnemore and Kurukumana, they've been on the ball most of this first half so far. So for the coach, he's got a difficult selection if they are to make the grand final or even in the second leg, because both the players he's brought in have shown a bit of impetus to get that starting spot.
It's a nice problem to have for a coach.
Layoff there, going short now. Zaganek, time to put a delivery. Far post. Jats is there with the connection, but didn't have the power he was opting for. And again, the keeper untroubled with that one. Vanillo. Double team now by the Croatia Raiders players. Kurukumana shifts a shoulder and takes the defender out the way. Now Kurukumana finds Jai Kingburn. Another interesting one. Yuto Ikeda playing more in the midfield these last couple of weeks since the inclusions of D'Angelo and Vivian. A natural centre-back, and of course was part of the NPL team last season that got relegated and seems to be finding himself in the midfield, as is Kurukumana. Takes it past one. Inside the box, looking for the strike. He's taken out of that one by Blue Eagles player, but Adelaide Croatia Raiders at the moment, all the pressure and just missing the goal.
Yeah, they're doing just about everything apart from putting the ball in the back of the net, but the pressure's definitely well and truly on, and like I said before, Blue Eagles just not finding a way to get out of their back third at the moment. Not enough pressure in the midfield, not allowing them to get back on the ball.
So it'll be Zafridis on the far side. Hazard that he would try and go short, but he's maybe winding up for a longer one now. It's a delivery. Looking for Jate. Gets his head on it, but over the bar again. Big chance there for the number 95. Where's the number? I believe, as it's the year he was born. I had a look at that one before the game as well, but yeah, definitely a player to look out for. Has played overseas as well, in Georgia and the Philippines, as well as in the USA, some of the lower leagues there. But has been their top scorer this season with 12 goals in the league, and we want to look out for next season. He's, of course, on the wrong side of 30, but with the things he can produce and the goals he can, he'll be one to hopefully they can hold on to in the NPL, and hopefully he can produce the same numbers as well. Kingburn trying to find Osterstock. Laird is there. Spins his defender. Still going. Finds Osterstock on the far left. It's a 4v4 in the box. Cuts it back to Kingburn. Top of the box to Jatta. And now Zaganek. He's got two Blue Eagles players to deal with. Still Zaganek across the box, and there's the first goal. Jai Kingburn with the tap in. Unbelievable work there from young Zaganek. And the Croatia chants ring out from Martin Sports Complex. 1-0 the away side go. And the celebrations continue for Adelaide Croatia as they take the lead in this first half.
It's been coming, and the ball across from Zaganic is where they've been getting a lot of joy, so it doesn't surprise me that he was the provider for that one. Jai King Byrne hitting the Sioux there for his celebration as well, which is interesting. Might have something to do with him rolling his shorts up like that with his big CR7 quads.
Maybe he's got to find CR7's tanning room as well, because he's not got the right colour for him, but a great finish and one of his best league seasons as well, Jai King Byrne. That's his 10th goal of the season in all competitions. And quite a few of them have been free kicks, penalties, late goals as well, but that one's probably the easiest of the lot this season. And he's going to be happy with that. Just coming back from injury as well the last couple of weeks. Played a full 90 last week on a tough pitch there at L3 Football Stadium at Angle Park. And tonight this afternoon, he's in the sun on a perfect grass pitch at Adelaide Blue Eagles. And he's got his side ahead. Phelps driving out of the back, dealing with Jatta on his back as well. Just about wins the free kick as Laird almost stripped him of the ball. Seems like a good crowd building here at Martin Sports Complex as well. Kachavalani on the far side, beaten to it by Osterstock. Steele, the youngster that came to Adelaide Blue Eagles this season, previously playing at Campbelltown as well. Harvey Steele missed a couple of games this season due to injury, but he's in the lineup today due to the defensive worries they have. Finnemore doing well at the back himself now. Now the numbers coming forward, but King Byrne's turned the wrong way, and he gives away the foul as well. So a bit of relief now for Adelaide Blue Eagles, but they haven't started this game on the foot they would have hoped. I mean, last week, I think it was 20 minutes they were 2-0 up against Fulham, and they had the game sewn already. But now they've got a bit of a hill to climb, and an even tougher one if they are to take a loss into the second leg away to Adelaide Croatia. But as we know, goals have been around the grounds for this game. There's also games kicking off that we'll give you updates on as they come through. Short, Darginio. Steele with a very obvious push in the back, and referee is playing advantage, I believe, until the ball's kicked out, but we have seen a goal around the grounds. We'll come back to that as Siwong Park is on the far side looking for a cutback. Excellent defending there from the captain, Zafaridis. Stopped him in his path and the cross as well. His team's on the counter now. Osterstock, he's onside. Looking for his attackers in the box. Goes 1v1 with Smithson Thomas. Finds the spare runner, King Byrne looking to deliver. Only finds the goalkeeper there, but we'll go through some of those scores around the grounds as Adelaide City have kicked off with a 1-0 lead 7 minutes into their clash with Playford City. And we're waiting on, I think the WNPL game is also being played at 3 p.m. today. We'll give you those scores as they come in, but first half leads very important, and of course for the NPL, the league winners are confirmed, but there's obviously no promotion, and they want that championship more than anything. Finnemore. Zafaridis with an excellent switch to young Zaganic, the youngster. Ball in behind to Jatta, beats the keeper to it, bobbling. The keeper just about gets it on about the third or fourth attempt, as it was bobbling in the midriff there of Salafri Jatta, but again, instant attack there for Croatia Raiders. And young Zaganic is definitely one to watch. Watching him in the last couple of games, he was fantastic against Adelaide Olympic, dealing with the threat of Ali Akil as well as Perry Mitras on that side, and he started today's clash with a lot of energy and direct forward play as well.
Yeah, Blue Eagles just struggling to deal with the high and wide fullbacks at the moment. If they can put their foot on the ball and hit them on the counter, there are spaces for them to exploit in behind those wing backs, but at the moment just not being able to deal with them during the attacking phase.
His catch of Alani hasn't been his day so far. Hasn't got much on the ball. And again, another win back in their defensive half. Darginio looking for the switch. He was off balance. Fenimore will beat Cooksley to the ball. Four games unbeaten, Adelaide Blue Eagles are coming into this clash. Of course, two of those being draws previously as well against Fulham and Croatia Raiders. And the last two, of course, victories over Eastern and Fulham in the elimination final. So they have some form coming into this clash and haven't lost too many games here at home this season. And have had most of their scalps here as well against Modbury Jets. Kurukumana to Fenimore. A bit too much power on that one to Zaganek. Bit of respite for Adelaide Blue Eagles. It's getting a bit warm out there at the moment. They're in the direct sunlight there and not a cloud in the sky. It's a brilliant day to watch, but to play it might be a little bit hot. Of course, luckily not on the plastic artificial either, so a little bit cooler, but I'm not sure if they watered the pitch before, so might be quite hard out there as well. Good one-touch play there. Osterstock with the options to look out for. Kingburn. He's got the overlap. Goes far post, looking for Laird. It was a good delivery, but the striker just couldn't get a foot down into that one and to make a meaningful shot. But the football is Croatia Raiders playing at the moment, Jordan. They're just tearing apart this Blue Eagles team like they're training cones.
Yeah, the movement in the midfield, lots of rotations in the midfield where you can see there Jai King playing a few different positions there in that midfield and with plenty of runners and support on either side of him as well. So it's, yes, like you said, the weather conditions are hard, but when you're running around like this, Blue Eagles are going to be finding it very difficult at the moment.
Different formation it looks like they're playing this week, Croatia, but the same dominance as all season, it seems. Migliaccio looking for a long option. Finds Jarmakani, good second touch. Drives into the box. Battled by Fenimore. It'll be a Blue Eagles throw on this near side. Migliaccio now looks for a delivery close to the keeper and a fantastic save there by Kalua. I think the touch might have been even from D'Angelo as Kachavalani couldn't get his head on it, but he plucked that one out of the top corner, the young goalkeeper.
Top save. Yeah, really good save to keep them in this tie. Blue Eagles putting on a bit of pressure now. They need this. This is where they can maybe snatch one.
We know they're dangerous from deliveries. A couple of their goals last week came from fantastic balls into the box, and that was another one by Christian Migliaccio. Looked for his target man there in Kachavalani, but fortunate for them, the keeper was in the way. Here's a corner now, the first for Blue Eagles in this clash. On the far side, good ball. Kalua, a great handle there to beat his defender to the ball. Claim with ease. D'Angelo, Kurukumana. Launches long for Zaganek. Kingburn and Zafarides just caught in two minds there. Now they're out of position. Park, 1v1 on the far side. Very similar range to his goal last week. Takes it on his left. Migliaccio on his left now has the strike first time. Good connection, but not troubling the goalkeeper. But just caught in two minds there. Of course, they have a lot of possession in this game, Croatia Raiders, but maybe they're getting a little bit complacent with some of the passes they're playing out from the back.
Yeah, I think just aren't going on from before. Those areas that can be exploited in behind those wing backs when Adelaide Croatia Raiders lose the ball is something that Blue Eagles need to try and look for. They got through it there doing that, so got a chance on the end of it as well.
Good win there by Phelps, Cooksley and Ikeda. Bit of a straight foot there. No foul, says the referee, and he gives a wry smile, does the import there in the middle of the park. Jamakani turns on it. Finds Vanillo, using his body well. Also against Ikeda, Vanillo has the strike deflected. Player down in the box. Park looks to deliver. Kachavalani's there with a free header. But he can't direct it goalwards, and he'll give some attention to that medical incident in the middle of the park. But another good chance there for Adelaide Blue Eagles, and it's balls in the box that are just maybe the undoing of Croatia Raiders, but for Adelaide Blue Eagles at the moment, they're just rushing some of those strikes.
Yeah, the more they can give opportunities to their striker up the top, the more they're going to have an opportunity to get back in this tie. He's obviously a proven goal scorer, and usually those situations and opportunities for him will find their way into the back of the net, so Raiders can't let too much of that happen.
Kalua with the goal kick now. Launching forward. Phelps in the way, but he's outnumbered by white shirts. Jatta tried to return the favour to Kingburn. Kachavalani, good first touch and a good second. No foul, says the referee. As D'Angelo must have beaten him to the ball. The former Blue Eagles man is setting himself in this game at the moment. Two big challenges on Blue Eagles players, and hopefully this game doesn't get too feisty, but player's still down there, Migliaccio, in the middle of the park. Finnemore, good second touch. Zaganek, space down the right again to deliver. This time beaten to it. Going to be a corner, but back in the play here. Migliaccio still down. I think he's getting a few words, referee, here from Blue Eagles players, but two strong challenges there by former Blue Eagles player Christian D'Angelo. Be a corner on this near side. So something you don't often see from teams already promoted and their seasons completed is trying to push for more as well. Last couple of seasons we've seen the team who's won the league often out in the two legs or even the first leg struggle to impose their dominance and maybe happy with just the league title. But for Croatia Raiders, they're just all over this game and really proving why they were the leading team in the State League 1 this season. So that is claimed there by Ben Jackson. But it's good to see. I mean, their reserves as well are quite high performing. Their 18s as well. So as we see the ball thrown away there to Zaganek in the box. Again, opts to short. And there's the second goal. 2 assists for Joshua Zaganek and Kalen Laird. This time with an easy tap in. The youngster on this right-hand side is having a first half to remember at the moment. Picked off again at the back, Adelaide Blue Eagles. And now they're 2 goals behind in this first half. And this first leg, a big hill to climb now.
Yeah, unfortunate from the goalkeeper, Ben Jackson there. It's just given them that one. And it allowed Zaganek again to get his second assist of the game. You can't be giving away opportunities like that if you want to give yourself any opportunity to get back into this tie.
Well, I was told he was one to look out for. The last game I commentated Adelaide Croatia Olympic. And on that game, he didn't get the goals and assists that the statos like to see, but today, this first half, don't believe he made a wrong pass, won a few fouls, 2 assists, and made a couple of opportunities in the final third for his attackers. And if he can get a goal today, he'd have the 3 votes all sewn up. But 2-0, Adelaide Croatia. Kalen Laird with the goal there gets his first goal of the season, actually. mostly plays in the midfield, and couldn't see that he scored one across the league season. I have to double check that at half time, but perfect time to get it in the final series, and couldn't have been easier. Sorry, not his first goal. It was his first goal in the final series. He scored 4 goals this season. No bookings, that was the stat that I was looking for, but 5th league goal of the season, Caelan Laird. Goals coming from across the park as well, of course. Their 2 top scorers in Jatta. Matakoulis is on the bench today as well, so they've got more firepower to bring on if they need to, but at the moment the game's been all theirs, and they're going to have more players to bring into the second leg if this is the case, and big party maybe at Service FM. Here's Finnemore driving forward. Ikeda, Jatta. Now he delivers top of the box. Kurkumana, loose touch. Invites Vanillo and Kachavalani. Foul off the ball, Kachavalani. To the dismay of the home support here. A booking as well for the captain of Blue Eagles. He beat Kurkumana to the ball, but maybe a little bit of afters and trying to push him and pull him out of the play. Referee saw it in the back play and has pulled it back and given the foul as well.
Yeah, it was well seen by the referee. Saw that from up here. I don't think he can be too displeased with that, even though we can hear a bit of that from the home crowd. But, yeah, you can't pull a player back like that and not expect it to be a foul.
So the captain has got a lot of work to get his side back in this clash, and he's got to keep himself careful as well now. Doesn't want to pointlessly miss a second leg if there is a chance in that next clash. But he needs to score as well today to try and get his team back in it. They're without their other top scorers today. Another good ball in behind. Kingburn with just the keeper to beat. Jai Kingburn deflected, and the second time just comes at him a bit too quickly, and he can't direct that goalwards. But the first time football here for Croatia Raiders. This is a show right in the sun. 5-star at the moment.
Yeah, 5-star for the Adelaide Croatia Raiders team and supporters. Not so much for the Adelaide Blue Eagles and their supporters at the moment. They just need to be careful not to just concede another one here. If they can get themselves to half-time, regroup, they can still maybe get something from the second half, but you don't want to blow this game away early in the first half, because it makes it very hard going into that second leg.
Looks like they've swapped wingers. Park has come to this right-hand side with Cooksley on the far side now. He's battling there with Zafaridis, but Zafaridis does. Megs, I think, Kachavalani in the process is doing fantastic on that left side, as is Ikeda. That'll be another booking as well. I think that's Smithson Thomas. He'll pick up a yellow card as well. So just going from bad to worse at the moment for Adelaide Blue Eagles with the defensive worries as well. They don't want to pick up any suspensions going into that second leg. Zafaridis looking for a short option. Finds Laird with a good first touch. Finnemore, time to drive into the space. Jatta, first time back to Laird. Park will clear long and centrally. Kachavalani tries to flick. Back to the danger man. Zaganek takes it past another. Big challenge there, Finnemore. Still going Raiders. Plays in the box. Pass too heavy. Jackson looking to this near side. Kurkumana. Zaganek. Again using his body well. Almost no foul, but it was called eventually. Kurkumana uses his body well and will pick up the set piece here. And at the moment they've just nullified the home team's danger men. And for Blue Eagles, they just can't get those plays in the game either.
Yeah, just sensing a bit of frustration from the Blue Eagles players at the moment. A bit late to the ball. Fouling the opposition.
Kurkumana looking for the switch. Referee maybe was in the way there as Cooksley will pick that up. Drives across the middle of the park. Can't find a blue option. Osterstock past another couple. Jatta all by himself. We'll see what he can do here. He finds King Byrne, who's onside. Time to deliver. Far post. Jatta's there. So is the keeper with a good palm away. And again, down in the box, I think, is Migliaccio, who was underneath that challenge from Jatta. Zafaridis again dealing with Jarmakani at the moment. Now the ball's out.
Migliaccio just still behind play. I think he copped a punch in the face by his own goalkeeper there. So still feeling the effects of that one.
Maybe landed on a wrist or something as well. Maybe something's bleeding. And he wants to get that off before he has to sit on the sidelines for a little bit. So I think he will make way to the bench with some blood. At WMPL fixture, West Adelaide and West Torrens Bacala still 0-0 as well. And at Playford, it's still 1-0 to the away side, Adelaide City. Cooksley. Back to Vanillo. Trying to put a delivery in. Kurkamana stops him in his tracks. Launches forward, looking for Jatta. Phelps in front of Smithson Thomas. Kingburn will win the foul on the far side. The sun just about getting into the crowd now as well. It's about to be in our eyes, actually, but a fantastic day for football here in SA across all the leagues. If you're not watching on YouTube, make sure you get out to the games. There's more games later on tonight as well, with Metro Stars and West Torrens Bacala in the NPL. Be a great clash there. Those two finished so close in the league and many years without a grand final victory as well. So be interesting to see which one of those will make the grand final this year. Another ball in behind. Ikeda gets fortunate. Now finds Zaganek. Puts another delivery, far post. Osterstock's there. Just past the near post and almost a hat-trick of assists in this first half for Joshua Zaganek. Another great ball to the far post, and this time it was Jatta at the near and Osterstock at the far post.
He rose high for it. Just needed the connection. Unlucky not to get that on target.
Second goal for Adelaide City has just come in as well. So a commanding lead in their first leg as well. Zaganek beats the Blue Eagles player to the ball. Steele with a good challenge in. Vanillo. Smithson Thomas just bobbles over that one. Just in the back play here. Zaganek just holding his knee after a late challenge there, maybe. Hopefully he stays fit. We've got a lot of football left to watch him this season. Darginio wins that. Ikeda now with time to spread the play. Finnemore. Kingburn just about gets his touch away, but it's in the path of a Blue Eagles player. Vanillo. Not a lot of options. A good challenge again from Zafaridis. Somehow give away a foul. Maybe gone through the player to get to the ball there, but captain has been another one to look out for Croatia Raiders so far in this first half. Has had a great game and is looking to keep that clean sheet for his backline compatriots. Kachavalani tried to maybe turn and control. Ball down the line here for Laird to chase. A bit too much on that. Steele to Darginio. Rocking their 2014 F50s I can see out there as well. Big game for those, and it's come back in the lineup this week after featuring off the bench last. Hopefully he can inspire us with some performances as well. Cooksley, top of the box. Time to strike, and he maybe looked for the feet there of Kachavalani, but got caught in the grass and couldn't find his way in the box. And for Croatia Raiders, they'll take their time to take this set piece. So into added time we are here now. There's been another goal at Playford. It's to the home side, Playford, who have brought one back to make it 2-1 over there. But we're just trickling towards the half-time whistle here at Martin Sports Complex, and the result has gone the way most of the bookies would probably expect. The league leaders 2-0 up in the first half here and looking comfortable in this clash. Finnemore spreading it forward. Zaganek, a lot of space to drive into again. Joshua Zaganek cuts it back. First time strike right in front of the keeper. Deflected. That was Laird who tried to get in on his second goal of the day. Ikeda. Zaganek looking long, far post for his striker. Good claim there from Jackson, who just launches long. Jarmakani maybe beats Zafridis to the ball. Good 50-50 there with D'Angelo. I think it will be a Raiders ball actually on the far side. Won't be long left in this first half either, as I'm sure the referee's looking to get to the change room and get a bit cool up as well. So has this first half gone the way you expected so far, Jordan? I mean, Adelaide Croatia Raiders didn't win the league by too much, but their distance from Adelaide Blue Eagles in the league was about 11 points, so maybe that's showing in this first half so far.
Yeah, I think it's been a dominant display from Adelaide Croatia Raiders. These type of games, you can come to expect anything, but they're definitely showing why they finished at the top of the table, 11 points ahead of Blue Eagles in this fixture so far.
Be interesting to see what they do at halftime as well. Can rest some players potentially for that second leg and grand finals as well. It's a ball far post. Easy to deal with by Osterstock. And Smiths and Thomas's clearance has gone centrally. Tough one to deal with for Zafridis. Maybe the last attack here for Croatia. Park. Not venturing forward at the moment, Blue Eagles. Good bit of the body there from Kachavalani. Finds Darginio on this far left. Looking for the cutback. Caught in the feet there of Finnemore. Fortunately finds his feet and can find a white shirt going forward, but delivery just took a bit too long there by Darginio and was easily cut out. Kirkwamana. Finnemore. Good bit of possession under the pressure here from Croatia Raiders. Good bit of body there from Ikeda as well, and they finally break the press there of Adelaide Blue Eagles. And now they'll have 5v5 at the back here. Finnemore takes a pass. Migliaccio. Maybe one last chance for Croatia in this half. Kingburn takes an early delivery and it was easily cut out by Phelps. Maybe counter. Jarmakani on the far side. Still driving forward. Beaten to it. Croatia Raiders will beat the Blue Eagles to the ball and the referee will call the half-time whistle. So 2 goals to the good here. The away side, Adelaide Croatia, have gone in this game. Goals to Jai Kingburn and Kalen Laird, both assisted by the young Joshua Zaganek. And the champions are on their way to a grand final so far. We're halfway through this and we'll join you in the second. Don't go anywhere.
First touches, first goals, first big moments. This is where football comes back to being football. Fast, technical, unpredictable, and always fun. Football Fives is built for players who still love the game, but play it their way. More touches, more movement, more moments that actually matter. Whether you're fitness, chasing wins, or just chasing that feeling of playing again, this is where your game fits. Different divisions, different levels, one shared love of football. Football Fives, football that works around life, not the other way around.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Introducing Carl's Jr. Star Boxes for taste and value that's out of this world. Choose a tasty ranch, original, Santa Fe or barbecue double cheeseburger and grab a small fries, all for only $6.95. Carl's Jr. Eat like you mean it.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
I just want to make an impact.
Hop in.
Where are we going?
There are so many career paths with SAPOL, from operations to CSI. Hello. You could walk the beat or work somewhere a little quieter. If you want to make a difference, there's a career at SAPOL for you.
Hey, it's going to be all right.
Call up the search.
Find where you belong in blue. Search SAPOL Careers.
We are unbelievably proud to announce today a partnership with Variety, the children's charity, which will result in a scholarship fund for children within the state who are in need of help to participate in the game. The total amount of the fund is going to be $100,000, which is a significant amount, but it's going to support young children access football in the state.
One of the many trademarks that Variety has really is about inclusion and joy and community. And this scholarship partnership speaks to all of that. It allows children to be involved. It allows children from a community program to be involved across all communities. And above all, will provide them with a great sense of joy.
There'll be 3 tiers of scholarships. One of those is a participation scholarship up to $2,000. There will be 2 grants provided for pathway program players up to $5,000, and Tier 3 will be an inclusion scholarship between $500 and $1,000 to support young kids under the age of 18 whose families need support to access the game. We think it's a really important project that we've been working on for a period of time. Variety are an amazing charity. They provide so much support to the local community. The partnership's been made with Variety and Football South Australia contributing equally to the fund to the tune of a total amount of $100,000. We think it's an exciting development for the game in the state, and it's with great pride that we announce that today.
Hits it, and what a hit it is, and that makes it 4-1. Ivanic unleashes with his left. But he's through on goal, he's struggled to the far side. An Olympic have broken the deadlock. It's Middlesbrough Park, threads it through. Satira's there, he's got a first chance at it, blocked, second chance at it. Great stop there by Oxenham, it's broken to Molas. And that's a fine goal to open the scoring for Arby Molas. Now, just outside the box, faces Van der Hout, he's on his left, swings the shot in. Oh, that's a cracker! Passing it, John scores a banger.
Got an injury on the weekend? Our walk-in sports injury clinic is open Saturdays and Sundays to support you. Located ground floor, Calvary Adelaide Hospital, Wakefield Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic is keeping you moving.
I love refereeing because it's a challenge, you know, to go out to try and get the right decision, manage some of the egos or the personalities, knowing that you've got all these different types of people at play. And there's actually been a good life school as well. I started refereeing junior games on a Sunday. I was playing in senior football on the Saturday, so I felt like, you know, making some money. I think I was a decent player back then. You know, I could have stayed around and played senior football in NPL, but I decided to go refereeing, and I've gotten the National League much quicker than if I was as a player. Probably wouldn't have made it as a player, to be honest. Just kind of never looked back and was happy to progress. But I think people should try refereeing. I think it's a great tool to realise, you know, how you can also contribute to part of the game. There's pathways. Definitely it can be a rewarding career.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jay Drobran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local, and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability, and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Welcome back here to this second half of this HPG Homes State League 1 clash. First leg semi-final between the home side, Adelaide Blue Eagles, and their away team, Adelaide Croatia Raiders, the league winners. 2-0 up at half-time, looking to continue their strong form in the end of this season and take them all the way to a grand final, where for the Blue Eagles, they're trying to get in their way and become the second team promoted from State League 1. Start of this second half, it looks like no changes for either side, as Adelaide Croatia Raiders ended that half definitely the better of the two, and definitely miles ahead of this Blue Eagles team so far, and definitely they are worthy champions of the State League 1 and looking to make their way to a grand final. Here's Zafaridis with a ball in front of the goalkeeper. Zaganek on the far side puts a ball far post, looking for Laird just over his head, untroubled. So to start this second half, Jordan, what do you expect that the team talks were like for either side at half-time, and do you think that we'll see anything different from either of the two sides?
Yeah, I think Blue Eagles specifically have to give something a little bit different. If they can get one back early in this second half contest, it gives an opportunity to get back in the game. But by the same token, if Raiders can continue on the same way and find themselves a goal, then I think it will be more than done this time.
D'Angelo does well under the pressure, maybe gets stepped on in the process. He unleashes Osterstock, who is trying to get past his defender there. Starting again with the same pressure as the first half. Of course, half-time in the RA NPLSA game is 2-1 at the moment to Adelaide City. And of course, 0-0 in the WNPL prelim final. Laird with a good touchdown. Jatta. Kingburn looked to flick him behind. Jatta does. And he's clattered in the process. And now Phelps looks forward. Can only find Jatta. Ikeda into the box. Looking for a delivery. Maybe half shot there from him. And a couple of players asking for the cutback now. All the attackers want to get in on the act at the moment. Smithson Thomas on the near side. The ball just about dribbled out, I think, and now it'll be pulled back. Zafaridis will take this. Osterstock, good first touch. That was a loose one, though, from Kingburn. Jarmakani under the strong challenge of D'Angelo. And that one will be pulled back for the foul. Gives him a little bit after that as well, D'Angelo. Young Jarmakani.
He's made a few fouls now, D'Angelo. He'll be lucky to stay out of the book for much longer, I think, with the challenges like that.
He's only been at Croatia Raiders 5 games this season so far. I was doing the stats last night and I was saying it's lucky that in senior competitions you don't need to play a minimum of 5 or 6 games to qualify for the final series, as you do in reserves, 18s and junior age groups, because some of these Croatia Raiders players probably wouldn't be eligible. So we see another ball on the far side, looking for Laird. Space to drive into, a cutback to pick out, deflected in front of the keeper. And Jatta couldn't get his toe to it. But another strong chance for Croatia Raiders. Launch forward. Route 1. Zafaridis got 2 Blue Eagles players to deal with. Jarmakani beats him to the ball. Cooksley, top of the box. Shape to shoot on his left. On the far side, Seawong Park. With all the time to find the net, he finds the back netting instead and doesn't trouble the goalkeeper Kalua again in this clash. As we see off the ball here, player down with an injury. I think it might be Darginio. Of course, we said he came on last week at half-time. It looks like just in the start of the second half, he might have run his race in this game.
Blue Eagles looking a little bit better in the first little part of this second half. when they're having opportunities like that at goal, we want to try and test the keeper at least, just so they can make sure that they give themselves the best opportunity to get back into the game.
Waiting for the referee to play on in this game. On the far side, Kalua now. Fenimore, was he fouled? Still coming away with it, looking forward. Kingburn beats one, but he can't get his foot on the second, and Phelps take the route one option and clearing down the line. Krikomana, strong challenge there, but the Blue Eagles player returns the favour. Vanillo finds Park on the far side. Vanillo back to Park. The sun is now beaming down onto this audience side. Vanillo through the legs finds the 1-2. Deflecting from a Raiders player it was. It'll be a corner on the far side now for the home team. They'll try and get themselves back in the clash with a set piece. Ball in the box looking for Cacciavellani. A couple of headers with it. The goalkeeper somehow keeps it out with a fantastic save. Didn't know if he knew much about it, but in any case, he's kept it out and the clean sheet is intact for the time being. Under the pressure there, D'Angelo, Krikomana. Jatta now back to Fenimore. Does well under the pressure, does Johnny Fenimore. Still driving forward. Finds Laird. Maybe fouled off the ball. Referee says play on. Now Krikomana will continue with it.
Yeah, Raiders doing a really good job just to get the ball back under control after quite a bit more pressure from Blue Eagles here. They're looking a lot more likely in this half as they push towards hopefully getting a goal back.
They want to get themselves back in this clash early with a goal and have sent a couple to warm up on the far side. Of course, there is some experience in that bench as well with Rafael De Lucia and Matt Jones. Here's a win for John McCartney. Kingburn on the far side with Krikomana can now switch the play. Osterstock. Top of the box. Ikeda on the far side. Looking to switch early. Laird is now in the box. He made that run a bit too early and he'll be pulled back for offside. Ikeda in the middle of the park now. His clearance Straight into a Blue Eagles player. Vanillo driving forward. Zafaridis again. Great defensive interception there ahead of Kachavalani. Leaves him on the floor. Here's Zafaridis again. Goes one way then the other. Still on the ball, Zafaridis. Fantastic work from the captain there. Finnemore. Good challenge there from Jarmakani. Second, maybe not so much. Referee will just play on. He's done well in this first half, the referee, and now the second as well. He's letting a little bit go and making it a good clash for the neutral as well to watch. So a set piece now for Croatia Raiders. And the captain over it on the far side. Opted to go short more times than not so far in this game. We'll see what they can do with this one. Zaganek makes the short run. Zafaridis opts to float, far post instead. In front of the goalkeeper. Opts for the punch. Zaganek takes it past one. Tried to do the second, but a good interception there by it was Harvey Steele. Kachavalani, good header. Jarmakani can't match that. And now a ball for Steele to deal with. He's got the pressure of Laird. And Jackson will take no danger in clearing that first time. And looks like there's some movement on the bench now for Adelaide Blue Eagles. I think it might be Salia Fofana. And we'll have to wait and confirm the second one because I can't see the number on the back of his shirt. Kada. Kurkumana does well in the triangle there. Croatia. Kingburn, top of the box. Zaganek, good spin. Zafaridis looking for Jatta, top of the box. Takes it past 1 and 2. Heavy pass to Osterstock. Keeps it in touch. Goes for the spectacular. Takes it past him, but can't get the touch. But the Neymar flick, sombrero style from Jack Osterstock. It's audacious, but it didn't pay off. Kurkumana. Ikeda. Good play out of the press there. Zafaridis launching long. The keeper's come. Ooh. Beaten to it by Laird, and this has got to be a decision for the referee to make. The ball doesn't find its way, and there's no foul.
That's he's got to stop the game at least for the head knock, but I don't know how he's not given that for a foul.
Massive surprise there in this clash as Laird clearly beat him to the ball. Had a strike on target and there was no advantage because the ball wasn't in the back of the net. And no foul. Very surprising. I mean, for the goalkeeper, some of the Raiders players are asking him why he even went for it and why he took the player out, but he had all chances to get to that ball. He was just too slow. Now the referee has gone to the far side to talk with his assistant over there. They have got a goalkeeper on the bench as well with ample experience in Sebastian Matosevic, former Croatia Raiders player, of course, as well. And his dad, a legend at the club. Let's see what the referee does here. Does Ben Jackson stay on the field? Or does it make it an even bigger hill to climb? There is going to be a free kick, and there is a red card for the goalkeeper of Adelaide Blue Eagles. They're down to 10 men in this second half. And this is a massive hill to climb now for the home side to get themselves back in this game and maybe even a tie. Down to 10. And they're going to have to make a sub here and get Matosevic on the park. So, after all their attacking prowess in this second half, Blue Eagles pushing for a goal. They've just made it even harder and without their goalkeeper for the second leg as well. Straight red to the number one of Blue Eagles, Benjamin Jackson. And you'd have to say it's probably a season done, unless we could see a big surprise in this and the next leg. I think they'd find it hard to come back from this one now. So, Adelaide Blue Eagles, they had a substitution ready, and now they're going to have to make another one. And maybe not one they expected with Matosevic getting readied.
Yeah, I think without a doubt the correct decision there. The goalkeeper, it's a hard one because the goalkeeper has every right to try and contest for the ball, but just a little bit late and perhaps going in with the knee a little bit, which caused it to be a foul and rightfully last man as well.
Interesting as well, where this free kick is a very good range for a strike on goal. And we know how many great free kick takers Raiders have. I mean, Jai King Burns scored a couple this season. Kurokomana does a lot in the AFCON for Burundi. But it looks like it might be Jatta who is trying to take the ball off a couple of them. I think maybe Kingburn will get a chance, but we've seen a sub for Croatia Raiders. I think it's Chikwuba who's come on. Trying to see who the player who came off was. So a couple of subs here that are just waiting to be confirmed, but Anya Lukachi Chikwuba has come on. And I think it must be Laird who's come off because he's the one with a head injury. And I didn't think I saw him recover to come back on. So a like-for-like sub there as Chikwuba comes on to the park. Just returning from his suspension as well for a straight red card in the round 21 fixture between the Cove, where he scored and got 2 bookings and missed that round 22 clash. So we'll see him come on, as well as for Adelaide Blue Eagles, it is John McCarney to come off, and Cooksley as well. And it'll be Fofana, Matosevic, and one more to come on. I believe it's Antonio Hanksari. And I think it was Darginio as well who made way. So a triple sub for the home team Adelaide Blue Eagles and a single one for Adelaide Croatia. And now we're ready to restart here with a set piece, top of the box for Adelaide Croatia. Playing against 10 men here, 2-0 up. They're looking to finish off this game with ample time to play. And they're looking for a wonder strike now from the top of the box. Will it be Kurokomana or King? King stands over this one. Has the strike, looks for that top left. Wasn't far off, but doesn't trouble to keep him Matosevic. And he'll now get his first few touches of the ball. A new keeper coming on for the red-carded Ben Jackson. Was part of the Adelaide Croatia team who did get promoted in 2018, and I believe he was on the bench in that grand final against Adelaide Blue Eagles when both the sides made their way up. Not sure how much he featured in that season, but he was part of the team, and that's a good ball hot forward. Kachavalani Vanilla just to keep it a beat, has the strike, and it just goes past the post. What a chance that is for Blue Eagles against the run of play, down a man, and they almost got themselves back, halving the deficit, if not for a save by Kalua.
Yeah, another good save by Kalua. He's been very good in this game. He's kept Raiders in the game on a number of occasions, so stopping that one-on-one chance there as well.
They've got a corner to deal with now. A couple there, Tall Timber making their way in, but that's a poor one. Might be taken again, maybe the referee, or maybe the ball was out before it even entered the box. Be a goal kick. So the chances will still come for Adelaide Blue Eagles, but they'll be few and far between as they have to make up for an extra man. D'Angelo almost behind Zafaridis there. King. Jatta. Kurokomana. Finnemore. Into Chikwuba. Audacious little backheel touch into his own path, but couldn't get onto it. He's going to want to try and stake his claim for a starting spot in the next leg and maybe the grand final. Leaving his team down to 10 at home against the Cove. Wants to have some redemption. Matosevic just about doing well on the ball to keep it. Zaganek past Park on the far side. Joshua Zaganek, he was fouled definitely on the far side, just ahead of the box. The youngster is now getting a bit of his own in this second half. Another great run forward and a burst of pace from the young winger. So another free kick, left-footed. Bit of a tight angle to shoot from, but possibilities of a delivery from Zafaridis. Numbers in front of the goalkeeper here. The sun as well in his eyes. Does Zafaridis have the strike maybe? Here he is, the captain. I think he was looking for it, but maybe that's a bit of an insight to why he plays at the back and not up front. Scored 1 goal this season, the captain, Oliver Zafaridis, but doesn't score many. Matosevic just down the line. Still in play, and the linesman will now call it. Big throw to switch. Finnemore under the pressure. Hank Sari on the far side. Goes first time to Vanillo. A great good first touch. Another strike on goal just into the feet of Kalua. Vanillo is having a bit of his own in this second half, but the goalkeeper has been on his way.
Yeah, he's been able to find himself in behind a couple of times. It's just the end product that he's struggling with at the moment, but good running behind, good movement. If he gets another opportunity, just got to make sure that he focuses on the end product.
Good first touch there by Jai King-Byrne. It's fallen to the path of Salafu Chatter. Just the keeper to beat Chatter. A great save there by Matosevic. Zaganek. And a good defensive interception by Harvey Steele. Some calls maybe for a foul off the ball there for Adelaide Blue Eagles, but Jatta almost sealed things up. And another goalkeeper with a good save, Sebastian Matosevic this time.
Yeah, called into action for his first proper save and kept his side just in the game still. Jatta will be disappointed that he didn't tuck that one away, having been the prolific goal scorer for Raiders this year.
Those first time flicks in behind by Jatta and King as well, doing some of the attacking work. They're just opening apart this Blue Eagles back line. Zaganek, different angle for Zafaridis to float one. Steele with the touch. Jatta flicks it back. King. Kurukwamana almost fell to him. It'll be another corner, I believe. And an offside called. Maybe it was on Kurukwamana. Migliaccio looking long. Good ball in the path for Cacciavellani. Young Finnemore's doing well against him. Cacciavellani gets a touch. And he's disappointed with the service he's given himself there for a strike, but just hasn't got himself quite in the game at the moment, the captain, and he's very frustrated with his Blue Eagles team at the moment as well. Just haven't kept it enough in this game, and even some of the scraps, they just aren't feeding them off them at the moment.
Yeah, I think like any good striker, you're as good as the service that you get sometimes, and he probably hasn't had that go his way today either. Just see Raiders still on the ball here.
Kurukwamana to Ikeda. The spaces are opening up now for Croatia. Patient with their build-up and trying to squeeze every last bit out of this Blue Eagles back line and find the gap. Maybe a little push off the ball there by Zaganek. I think it's Migliaccio on the ground. Kurukwamana to Zafaridis. Maybe some space to shoot. Can't get out of his feet. Chikwuba in the box. Looking for a cutback. Chikwuba goes to the byline and gets a corner off Fofana. I believe it might be Migliaccio again. He's been on on the ground quite a lot in this game, unfortunately for him, but just been in a couple of clashes with a couple of the Croatia Raiders players at the moment. So it'll be a Croatia Raiders corner on the near side here, but we'll wait for some medical attention to Christian Migliaccio, and maybe we're actually going to see a sub here. On the far side, it's Rafael De Lucia, a long-time serving Adelaide Blue Eagles player, of course son of the famous De Lucia who spent 20 seasons at the club. Rafael is probably getting close to that now himself, of course not all in the senior setup, but made his senior debut in the NPL with Adelaide Blue Eagles in the 2019 season. Since then, he's been playing senior football ever since. Migliaccio, I think they're going to make a sub. Has to get the medical attention off now, and I think, yeah, they're calling him off as well. So the number 12 will make way as the number 16, De Lucia, comes onto the park. Have to wait maybe till after the corner. No, he'll come on now and try and defend this set piece. So Zafaridis on the near side. Left-footed out-swinging corner. Looking for some players at the far post. Goes short. Osterstock. Better angle. Chikwuba. No handball. Tries to shape the back heel. Kurukumana. Good defending there by Fofana. Chikwuba in the box. Still trying to shape for a shot. Hanksari will now come away and try and keep it for Blue Eagles. And he does, and wins a goal kick. So well defended there by Blue Eagles. A couple of strikes on goal and blocked crosses. But a bit of the sting taken out of this game after that red card, would you say, Jordan? Because both sides are trying to make their counters work, but the possession is changing hands quite often.
Yeah, I think Raiders probably not needing to go as forward as much as they were in the first half. They got the 2-0 deficit and now playing against 10 men, so no real rush from them. And obviously now Blue Eagles up against it, having to play the rest of the game with one man less.
Matosevic waiting for something, has to go long into the channel, looking for Kachavalani. Wins the header. Hanksari will do well to get on the end of this. He does, a good challenge. And finally, D'Angelo will be booked. A rash challenge there late. I believe he'd be booked. The hand was on the card. Maybe he got a warning and the linesman had let him know, but I'm not sure. It is a foul.
It's a strange decision. D'Angelo did come flying in, but the Blue Eagles player actually rode the challenge quite well. Didn't go to ground. No booking.
Park will take this then, and they'll leave only one back, Adelaide Blue Eagles, as they look to get themselves back in an unlikely fashion. It'll be Siwong Park. Delivers near post. No touch from a Blue Eagles head as Phelps was the closest to it. Fofana now. Just launches it back in the danger zone. The header. A few Blue Eagles players around that one. Phelps, Kurukumana. Again, Kurukumana tries to clear. And now Osterstock will do so. Chikwuba. Jatta. Zaganek. Some players at the far side if he can find them. Tries to take it past another. There was one too many. Phelps. Slips on the ball there. Hanksari doesn't get stripped of it. Smithson-Thomas down the line for Park. Good first touch. De Lucia dwells on it. Kirkramana. Kingburn. Good ball in behind there. I believe that's Zappler who must have come on there in a change. I'm not sure when that came on, but looks like it's Finnemore was the one to make way, so I must have missed that one in those substitution windows, but Zappler's on as well now. Chikwuba looks for the cross. Krukamana, top of the box. Past one. For Kingburn. Calls of a handball, but I think it might have even been to a Croatia Raiders player who was there. Ikeda has now dropped deep into that centre-back role. And he just got the late one there from Kachavalani, but he will be dropping into his more familiar centre-back role as young Finnemore makes way. Had a good performance there from the start, young Johnny Finnemore, and you can tell with this Adelaide Croatia formation that they love their players to drive forward and get on the ball, and the youngster did that today in his start.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he was very good in with the ball and without the ball as well. Broke up the play a few times and kept Raiders in the game. I think just now seeing Raiders come into what is the success of playing against one man less, keeping a lot more of this ball now.
A great ball there from the captain, Zafridis, looking for Chikwuba. Zappler. Ball in behind Park. Zaganek keeps it alive. Does well under the challenge. Park beats him to it now. Now, counter for Blue Eagles. Looks for Vanillo. It's 2v2 at the back here. A man down in the play there, Ikeda. Vanillo by himself. And the deflection took all the power out of it for Kalua, and maybe dealing with some cramp here, Ikeda, but he was down after that one, and he's holding, I believe, his knee or an ankle. Hopefully it's nothing serious because, again, as we said, they have some defensive worries, and Vivian is already out. And they don't want to carry one into the second leg or into the grand final, playing people out of position. So be interesting to see what happens here. They've got some subs left on the bench, of course. They have the return of Mason Ayubi as well as Mateus Borges. So it'll be interesting to see if they make a sub here. Of course, Matakoulis is always also on the bench. Another attacker they can bring on to rest Salafu Jatta. And I think that is where they've turned to. It's going to be Isaac Matakoulis and Mateus Borges who are going to make their way onto the park. Maybe for Ikeda and Zaganek. Mateus has made his way on. And Jatta is making his way off. So no goal for the big man today, but he's come on straight from the start here tonight. And he's showed some good attacks forward, but no goal. And now Matakoulis will take his place. The second top scorer at Adelaide Croatia this year has actually gone down to third in the rankings with Jai Kingburns' goal today. But the number 9 has 9 goals to his name this season. And will be looking to add further.
Yeah, it's. I think that's the proof to a successful side when you can have the goals coming from a number of different areas, and you've just seen, how it is to have depth in the State League 1, and it's quite unusual, but they've got that here at Raiders, and it's probably another one of the reasons why they've found themselves at the top for the majority of the season.
Well, that's the other thing that they don't have to deal with in State League 1 is those age rules, which we'll have to in the NPL. As you see a loose back pass here, but of course they do have quite a few youngsters here, but they have to make sure they have a certain amount of under 21 and a couple under 18 in every match they squad in the NPL. So that's something to look for next season. Vanillo looking for an option. Still driving top of the box. Isaac Vanillo finds De Lucia. Shouts at a shot, but it wasn't too dangerous. Osterstock.
Yeah, Vanilo's been doing his best to try and get his side back in the game. Obviously, he's had a few runs in behind now, just running at the defence, trying his best to make something happen. But as we know, playing 10 men is very difficult.
Good flick there by Borges. Zaganek stayed on. 2 men for Croatia on that far side. Chikwuba is 1. Matsakoulis, top of the box for an easy cutback. And he plays it too far. Zaganek, can he get his 3rd assist of the day? Osterstock deflected. And doesn't trouble the goalkeeper, but had the chance maybe to shoot. Opted for another assist, and on that occasion the Blue Eagles numbers started streaming back and ended the chance. Kurukumana, a couple of hands on knees there for the Blue Eagles players. People would have thought maybe they'd stopped. Maybe there was a sub they were looking for on the far side that they didn't call. But here's Zafaridis. Osterstock. Deflected cross. And now Park maybe has one last run in him. He does. And his pass, not so much. Zafaridis, Kurukumana, good turn. And a late challenge there from Hank Sari. There's an advantage played, but it's a rough challenge there in the middle of the park. Kalua. Kingburn. That's another one from Hank Sari. 2 in a couple of minutes. He might get a bit of a warning here, but I think they're going to try and make their sub now. There he is, getting his booking there. I think Vian Kurukumana was just letting the ref know it's the same guy who made 2 late challenges there. And it will be the sub on the far side, Park to depart. And Matthew Jones will make his way onto the Parker. Been here quite a few years, Matthew Jones, but formerly part of the Adelaide United youth team setup, as well as Adelaide City seniors. Got his debut there under Damien Murray after making the switch from the youth team. And after that departure at Adelaide City, he stayed here at Adelaide Blue Eagles for the last couple of seasons, and he's been ever reliable at left fullback. He's had a couple of injuries this season, has led him to come out of the lineup, but he's always reliable to make the squad. Kurukumana tries to take it past a couple of challenges. Kalua, a bit late with that one. Zaganek can't make it look like a good switch. Phelps. Chikwuba. Matsakoulis, that one's just a bit too heavy to get onto. And we'll see if we can find some scores around the grounds. Play for Adelaide City, still 2-1 to Adelaide City there with 12 minutes to play. Into the last 10 minutes here. It's 2-0 to Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Elsewhere, the women's. West Adelaide women's against West Torrens Berkala there. The last 10 minutes to play. So a couple of interesting results around the grounds, but this is the most convincing so far with a 2-0 lead for Adelaide Croatia.
Yeah, I think the scoreline actually isn't probably reflective of how dominant they've been in this game. I think it could actually have been a few more if they'd put those chances away in the first half as well.
Player go to ground there, Harvey Steele, no foul. But of course, it's not all doom and gloom. There is another 90 minutes to play. And you never know what can happen. Of course, Blue Eagles did beat Croatia Raiders at their home ground 4-3 this season. They need a margin bigger than that to overturn this deficit, but they are definitely capable. And if they can get some of their injury-ridden players to return, and Mullins, Gray and Dodero, you never know. They can get some goals and maybe a clean sheet. So hopefully those watching probably in the stands or maybe at home have got another week to return from their injuries and make it an interesting second leg clash. But at this stage, the Croatia Raiders making the final. It seems like the Modbury Jets will be the second time to join them in the NPL.
Yeah, I think going to the Adelaide Croatia Raiders Sports Centre next week is going to be a tough one for Blue Eagles, especially with the Croatia Raider faithful being there in large support, as we know they are, and very loud, always supporting their club.
Be another big party if they make a grand final there. They didn't get to celebrate the league title at full time because that was at Adelaide Olympics ground, but they definitely ventured back there straight after. As I think there was only one or two in the Olympic club rooms after the game had finished, so they were right on their way to Jepp's Cross. But if they can make a grand final and celebrate the promotion again, I'm sure they will next week. Steele with a heavy first touch. So watching this game so far, Jordan, watching obviously not a lot of full games in State League 1. How do you experience, and of course the football has been played, and what are your expectations of Croatia Raiders in the NPL next year?
Yeah, look, it's been quite evident throughout the season that they're probably NPL quality, and you can see that with the promotion. And obviously watching today as well, they've been able to prove that, you know, they are a level above. I think the State League 1 now, as it stands, is there's lots of good quality players playing in the league, so it makes the transition a lot easier.
Kurukamana with the strike there, and Zapla tried to follow up. Here's Zaganek. Can't beat the Blue Eagles player there, as Kurukamana's strike there was well saved. But as you say, it's always so close in the State League 1, and as you've seen, of course, in cups as well, and even friendlies. I mean, I think Modbury Jets only lost 3-1 to Adelaide City in a friendly in the last week, and that's definitely an interesting fact because that's top of the NPL versus top of the State League 1. There's still about 12 places in between that, and they're not that far apart. So it's good to see that State League 1 is getting younger as well. Of course, they don't have the age requirements, but teams at this level are still pushing to try and promote their youth players and project them onto NPL clubs in the future if they don't get promoted themselves. So another good showing of the State League 1 today. Good bit of football as well. It's not as transitional as you would expect maybe with some of the State League 1 games, but the ball has been on the deck most of the game as well, which is very good to see. Kurukamana, space to strike. Had a lot of space to strike, but
22 degrees today, but that one's still come down with a bit of snow on it.
Perfect deck. I mean, it's not artificial, but we said the carpet here at Martin Sports Complex has been trimmed real short today, so it's not got some bobbling excuses there, I would say, and maybe he's just got to hit the training track after that one.
It's about all that's been missing from his game today. I thought he's had a really good game in the midfield. He's controlled the tempo of the game when they've been attacking, and then when 2-0 up as well. Probably just want to get himself on the score sheet.
Yeah, he hasn't got a goal this season. Of course, he's only come in midway through the season and didn't play the first half, so he's still waiting for that return goal to Croatia Raiders, and I'm sure as the final series progresses, he's hoping that it comes later and later in this, and maybe even in the grand final. But he had a strike earlier that was parried by the keeper, and I'd expect that his standards are a bit better after that second shot. But in any case, corner from the far side for Zafaridis, and some of these attackers that have come on for Croatia are now looking to get themselves on the score sheet. Here's Zaganek. Zafaridis, far post. Smithson Thomas down the line for Fofana. D'Angelo, first time, was collected late. Referee didn't see it. Advantage played anyway. Zaganek. Good little chip forward. Chikwuba can't control it. Does so on the second time. Osterstock, perfectly weighted ball. On the angle, Chikwuba tries to cut it back for his strike partner there in Matakoulis, but alert to the danger was Seb Matosevic. Borges. Osterstock.
Yeah, just finding their way out of that press.
Here's Borges Rodriguez. Good ball in behind for Zaganek to chase, but Jones was in the way. So as we see this game peter out, probably wasn't the game for the neutrals to watch. It was, most of the goals in the first half, an early one and a late one in that. And the second half hasn't had too many things to shout about. Of course, a red card to the home team keeper, Ben Jackson. But other than that, there's been a few saves from either side, but not a lot of major chances. Great spin there. Zaganek, can he get himself on the score sheet now? Has the strike. Deflected into the path of Chikwuba for the third. And it's game over and maybe even tie over. Unfortunately for Zaganek, that's not his third assist, but for Chikwuba, he's came back into the team and back amongst the goals. 3-0 up, Adelaide, Croatia go, and they're well on their way to another grand final.
Yeah, that just about does it, I think, for both legs. I was just about to say before that moment, if Blue Eagles can just keep this at 2-0, then you never know what can happen in the second leg. But 3-0 now going into that home fixture for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. It seems almost too hard for Blue Eagles to get back into then. And again, Zaganek again, I'd be claiming that assist if I was him. Beautiful footwork, shot on goal, and creating another opportunity for his team.
Yeah, maybe if it was FPL, they might count that, but I'm not sure if they would here. But he's definitely been the shining light in this Croatia Raiders team so far. I mean, each week it seems to be someone else, and they've got all the danger from across the park. But it seems like today he's really put his stamp on this performance. And if I was a referee out there, I would think no one else to get the 3 votes today. Still a bit left, of course, for him to get that third assist or maybe even a goal himself. But at this stage, I think they're going to just use their number advantage to see this one out. Kingburn and Zafaridis. Hanksari. De Lucia. Good flick in behind there by Vanillo. De Lucia continues his run. Chased down by Zappler.
Yeah, Zappler's been good since he's come on as well. The substitutions that Raiders have been able to make, and again, just speaking to the depth of their squad, they've really helped them get this fixture over the line as well. So great effort, and to be able to have those players coming onto the pitch is testament to Raiders recruiting back end of this season.
Fofana, good ball. Well defended there by D'Angelo. Chikwuba and Steele getting into it a little bit over there. Going to be a booking for the defender there in Harvey Steele. Got his body in the right position there, Chikwuba. Into added time here. Can't be a lot added, not a lot of stoppages. Obviously besides that head injury and goalkeeper red card, but aside from that, can't be too long to go. D'Angelo launches forward over the top. Matsakoulis does well. He's got a bit of pace about him too. But Fofana does well under the pressure. Advantage played. Good work there from the substitute. And Jones can only launch long. Slips over there, Osterstock, just as the ball fell to his path. D'Angelo with a bit of a juggle and clears over the sideline. Loose touch there by Hanksari. And that just goes to show what the day's been like for Adelaide Blue Eagles. Just haven't really got into it from the first minute. And they've just been the enemies of their own disaster, of course. That second goal was a poor throw out, down to 10 men. And, of course, they're still nurturing a few injuries for next week. So a massive hill to climb. It's not something impossible we've seen. Of course, Blue Eagles were in this same position not a few years ago against Playford, winning their first leg and then getting turned around by Playford at their home ground. They've got to do just the same next week and try and overturn this 3-goal deficit in the 90 minutes next week. Of course, it was in one game where they were winners 4-3 over Raiders, but they've got to get at least 3 goals next week to make it interesting. So Jones will try and get a consolation goal late in this game and maybe make things a bit tighter for next week. His delivery is deep. And no touch. And that's the full-time whistle here at Martin Sports Complex. So a comprehensive victory for the State League 1 2026 champions. Adelaide Croatia Raiders 3-0 victors over the home team Adelaide Blue Eagles. Goals to Jai King-Byrne, Kalen Laird and Chick Wuba at the end. And of course a red card to Ben Jackson, who'll be missing out next week. So that's all from us here at Martin Sports Complex in this HPG Home State League 1 semi-final first leg. It's been a pleasure to be joined by you, Jordan, and hopefully we'll see you in the commentary booth and on the park in the very near future. And I hope you enjoyed yourself today.
Thank you very much. I did, and it was a good showing. I'm looking forward to how the second legs of this State League 1 follow up.
Well, that's all from us here in the studio. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you continue to watch YouTube for the other games tonight and the rest of the final series. Thank you for everything, and good night.